मैसेज डाल दो यार ग्रुप में। Still there's nothing on. ऐसा बोल रहे इधर स्टार्ट है। आईफोन का चार्जर धैर्य हो गया। Hi ma'am. हेलो हाँ आवाज है आवाज हेलो નથી આવતો હમણાં આવે છે હેલો okay yeah sure so this is so correct yes hello ये वाला वही चलेगा Guys, please assemble fast. Good afternoon, everybody. Today we have a talk by Dhairya, who is our CMB student from batch 2017 to 2022. Just this year he has finished, and he got PhD at the University Clinicum, University Medical College. At Molecular Preventive Medicine in the Department of Molecular Preventive Medicine, and he is currently in Germany. Okay, and today he is going to share with you his experiences and starting of his PhD journey. Okay, welcome, Dhairya.
Am I audible? Yes. Okay. So, thank you, ma'am, for the warm welcome. And many of you know me because I have just passed out from department. So I gave my internship presentation here, my dissertation presentation here, and from student to alumni. So it feels really good to be back. Feels like home
You
again.
mentioned which actively you have carried out, like the Instagram page and all, and
Yeah,
everything.
so
What you have just shared.
I joined CMB when first batch was passed out, and then when I joined, like we had very much. We had all our seniors who were doing like everyone is guiding here and there. So when I joined, and I was interested in STEM, science communication from the starting. So I was like, okay, department should have some outreach activities as well or something like that. So when I was in first year, I was just understanding what are things going on. Then in second year, there were few elections and everyone in student council and all. So I thought that okay, let's see what happens in this. And then I started my journey from there, and then I started with the social medias and opened all the social medias on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Earlier it was nothing. Like when we joined, it was no outreach activity. And then I started a bit. Then the juniors took over, and now it's doing better. So yes, I still remember like we had our traditional day in our department, and I think Somila's batch was the only one who was there at that time. And so I had a discussion with few of my seniors, and I was like, okay, we will not get any permission to start any social media because SDMM don't like it and all. And then somehow I tried to manage some permissions from her. So it took me like around 1 year to start all the social media. She was against, but still then I tried to convince her, and now department web page, and we even had department's website. I don't know is it on or not.
We have
No,
YouTube.
right?
YouTube, and we are
We
around
have YouTube now.
6,000 views we have got.
Say 6,000 views, so it's really good, right? So yeah, and then in my fifth year, so in my first year, like I got my internship. Like I had my senior, and he was my father's like friend. They were friends. His father and I just went and asked him like, okay, our department has some internship, and I had to do it. Can you ask your guide? And he was like, okay, I will try. He asked, and I got into Professor Rashidunisa Begum's lab. I'm still working in her lab. I'm still working with her. The lab that I joined in first year. There would be soon some papers out with her. So she gave me a really good opportunity. From there I started. Then in my second year, it was the most troublesome time for me because many of you know that my CGPA are not that great. So somehow I was very fascinated in the first year itself that ISC is something, okay, it's something, and CBS is something. I wasn't knowing anything. Then one of our senior, there was like dissertation presentation I saw okay, in the Institute of Science and CBS. Then I was like, okay, I dream to go over here sometime. And then in the second year, I applied to one of the lab, but then due to some things, due to my CGPA, so there were two people applying in that lab. And then the professor replied that the person who have higher CGPA sent that person. And I was like, okay, like I was very not in a good condition, but then I still kept applying. And it was just 15 days, my exam was over. I didn't get an internship yet, and I was like, okay, nothing happens, then I'll do it again in MSU. Then I was still applying. And then I confirmed my one of the internship, and but still I was applying. And I was in a hope that okay, I'll get some mail back. And then luckily I got an email from IIT Bombay. So my first guide outside MSU was Professor Sanjeeva Srivastava, who is a very good post right now, and he's working on proteomics, mass spectrometry and stuff. So over there I got internship in my second year. Then in my third year, okay, so in my third year it was COVID. So I wasn't like I had confirmed my internship at BEST program. IIC has it, so it is a stipend program where you even get a stipend. It's in biosciences and bioengineering. The BEST portals open around December. I don't remember. I'm sorry, I might miss dates. And then I got into Professor Sandhya Vishweswariya's lab. Recently, she came here to IS from ISC to here. I think in VV Modi. Yes, so she came, and then but then there was COVID, and she replied me that okay, it's not possible. We are not hosting an internship program. Then I tried to ask her that is it possible to do anything online. She was like, it's very difficult. So I was just in my third year. I had no knowledge of bioinformatics. So I was like, okay, not a good choice. But still, I didn't left. I was like, something to do in COVID, right? So then I applied to this frugal science course, which was from Stanford University, which is hosted by Professor Prakash Manu. And in that, Jugadu science. So it's like that. And fold scope. The person who made fold scope. It was Professor Prakash Manu. The scope that you see like in the sun and you see 100x zooming.
Make of paper.
Yes, it's of paper, and you can order that. Yes, you can even order that. I think it's available on Flipkart or Amazon. Yes, it's available. So you can get that. So luckily there was this frugal science course, and I applied to that, and then he selected me. And then I did some internships, some lectures, and there was a startup idea pitching and all. So I paid some, and my idea at that time was something, but it couldn't work. Like not in the further rounds because I had my exams. So I was then focusing that okay, let's read something, and then so I was focused on my exams then. Then after third year, in the fourth year, we had chance to do dissertation. So I was like, okay, so our seniors had to do a dissertation in MSU, and then what about us? And then like during the time of my dissertation, I was like, okay, what should I do? I had nothing. So I was working in Professor Rashida Begum's lab. I can join that. I was like, okay, nothing happens. There's something, and I will not leave that lab because the lab has taught me a lot. So I joined there, then I started working over there on immunology. So they are working on vitiligo, which is an autoimmune disease. So I started working there. Somehow got to know, okay, autoimmune disease, kya hota hai? What is that? What is this? Started getting more interesting that, okay, there's something like this. Before that, we had studied immunology. I used to know nothing. I started to work over there before I studied immunology. So then I got to know, okay, immunology, it's a really good subject. Then Professor Ratika was there. She taught us immunology. And then I started talking to her as well because I was like, okay, maybe I will do PhD in her lab because she had fax machine, which is the most important thing in immunology. So I was like, okay, let me start, but maybe I made good contacts with her. And then after fourth year, but still, I wanted to go to IIC. I never went there because it was still in my dream. So somehow I applied to many labs at IIC. And then after applying, many people, I got into a few labs, but then due to COVID, no one was agreeing to take. So then Professor Rajguru, he is currently associate professor at biochemistry department. So I applied to them, he didn't reply. I kept applying, sending reminders for 10 times. I don't know, suddenly he replied me at night, 11 o'clock, saying that, okay, can we have your interview? Like, he didn't tell interview. He told me, can we have a discussion tomorrow morning, in the afternoon? Like, okay, it's just a discussion. So I just went unprepared. I was like, okay, it's just a discussion. And then when sir started asking me question, I was just blank. I'm like, okay, need to study a lot. And then, and then he was fine enough. He told me, okay, I'll give you a second chance because it seems that you are a very good student. And then I read many things. His paper is like, then I read molecular biology. Actual molecular biology I read when I wanted this dissertation. And from that time, I actually exam mein, you know everyone, like you all are also studying. So how you study? Same way, I was studying even.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, no, I mean most of the students, it's a student mentality. I mean. So I was studying even worse, to be honest. So then somehow, but I'm not telling that you should not study. It was my lagging that I didn't study well in my bachelor's, but in my master's, I really started studying well enough. And then somehow then he took my second interview. I was fine enough in that. And then he told me that okay, you can join my lab, but I don't know about the COVID situation. We'll have to see. And then my exams got completed, semester exam, and then I was like, okay, I emailed my professor that what is the current situation. And he was like, okay, I can host you, but you need to work in shifts, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, just call me and then we'll figure it out how to work. Somehow I got into it, started working. I did my master's thesis in molecular biology, and RAT was my main thing, and microscopy, of course. So yeah. So and then after completing during my master's thesis, I was lucky enough that I had a postdoc above me. I was not a PhD student, and she was very good, and she told me that like why don't you apply abroad and all. So I'm like, okay, I have self doubts. So how will I able to do it and all? So she told me just apply. I mean, okay, I started applying, writing SOPs, got many rejections, and I applied to very big places like Max Planck, MDC Berlin, Helmholtz. So these are very big institutes, and I got rejections from them. I'm like, okay. Then I thought that okay, I'm in MSU. I did my thesis in IISc, and it's ranked around 150. So maybe I can hope for that like around 100 ranking, right? Because practically it's like very vague to say that okay, I'll apply to Harvard and I get it. Because I didn't have that courage to apply at all. Okay, so I applied to places which was neither Max Planck nor Helmholtz nor MDC Berlin. So then there was an application like MDC Berlin as well. So I missed that application because I had my gate. So I had my choice in my mind that okay, should I read for my national exam or should I apply to MDC Berlin? I was like MDC Berlin में तो होने से रहा, चलो गेट का ही पढ़ लेते हैं, वो शायद से हो सकता है. So like you need to prioritize your things every time. What is more important? So after clearing my gate, I got confident enough that okay, now I can do something. I cleared myself down. So then I started applying. I applied to many places. I don't have count. In 4 months, I applied to almost all the labs where I was interested in. I emailed them personally. I did many things. Like so, then I applied, and then I had my interview on the day of Dhuleti. And my friends were all like, why don't you come? And I'm like, no, I have my interview, which is like for my career. And it was my first PhD interview. And luckily, I got into it in the first interview itself. So then there were problems in my registration of PhD. So my professor was like, everything was sorted, professor accepted. My CGPA was less. It was less with 0.05. I lagged that. And then my professor was like, okay, HR department replied that you have 6.95 CGPA. We need more 0. I was literally hoping that okay, in the final semester, maybe it might go a bit and I might complete this 0.05, but it was not possible. Then my guide said that okay, for 2 months he didn't reply anything. I again joined army once that. I again started my work there. That nothing. It's better I start working somewhere. Why to sit? My exams got over, and then like before my exam, my guide, this German guide, she gave me an email that it's not possible, and I was like, what should I do now? I mean, like, what is my opportunity? Because there are many application dates with Gate where I can apply were already off. But luckily, I had applied to IIT Roorkee and I gave an interview. So then I had, after that, somehow my professor replied me after 2 months saying, I was keeping on emailing her that ma'am, what's the update, what's the update. She had already told me no, but still I emailed her that please can you, something like this, you know. So then she told me that okay, there is one possibility. You come to Germany now, and then you start working, and then based upon that experience, I will register you. And I was like, okay, what about the stipend? She initially told that it's a bit difficult for me to give the stipend right now. So I straight away said, ma'am, without stipend I cannot work. And because I was in something like that, I didn't want to work in a lab without a stipend because I already completed my masters. I might get a job or something like that, but I was fine working at RBM's lab here because the expenses are still fine. But in Germany, I was not ready for my parents to support, but my parents were all ready. Like, okay, you go, you go. So luckily on one fine day, she replied that okay, you can join here as a research assistant right now. I will pay you stipend, similar stipend as PhD, and then you come and then we'll figure out what to do. It's like okay. Then somehow it got started. Even Pushpa ma'am helped me a lot. Ma'am sir also helped me a lot. They helped me a lot for everything. And then things got over, and then I flew away, and then it was all done. I mean, then it started as candidate PhD. So journey was very very difficult for me, and it was many of you know how difficult it was. Few of my friends, I was telling them that okay, it's like this. Some of my friends were running here and there to get things done. So yeah, and even the Sonu, he helped me a lot for my document things. And yeah, so I was just telling him that please get this done. I want my degree today itself. I have to submit in HR. He got me a provisional degree within 1 day, which like very difficult to get it from head office, right? So things were sorted. It all went in way, and then it started working somehow. The only thing that I would say is that you need to live your dream. Like you apply for PhD, but you are applying. You are just applying. You are not into that okay, I'm not ready for PhD. I mean, you should be ready for yourself. That okay, I'm ready for PhD. It should be like that. Your mentality. You are just applying और हो जाएगा तो ठीक है हो जाएगा तो ठीक है हो जाएगा. No, होना ही चाहिए. ठीक है नहीं होता है. होना ही चाहिए. होना ही है कुछ भी करके. So you apply. Keep on applying. 2 months time you can at least apply 60 applications. 60 days. I mean that's so normal, right? 1 day 1 application. Writing SOP. I'll come on that. Okay. So my current affiliation is Molecular Preventive Medicine, University Medical Hospital, University of Freiburg. So Freiburg, studying about the city, it's really beautiful city. It's in the border, it's in the Baden-Württemberg state, and the city is very good. It's near Swiss border and France border, and you can visit. You might be knowing Schwarzwald, who are trekking enthusiasts. So Schwarzwald Black Forest, the Freiburg is located in it. So
This CERN is also located on the French and
Where?
Germany border, right?
which
CERN.
CNRS.
It is
CERN.
that Large Hadron Collider. I think it's
Hadron
located.
Collider.
Yes, maybe I'm not sure.
So
Sorry.
basically 3 countries you can.
Yeah, no. Actually, if you get a German visa, you can visit 29 countries.
Europe countries.
For you. I mean,
For me,
it's
Switzerland is like half an hour.
Very
France-
near, that's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
France is like half an hour.
It's valid for all the
All
countries except
countries,
UK.
except UK now. Yes, except UK, exactly. So even now Croatia has been joined in European Union. So okay. So my guide is Professor Evelyn Lamy, and she is the associate professor at Molecular Preventive Medicine, which is in the clinical research. So I'll give you an introduction what I'm working on currently. So I'm working on 4 different projects. So first is gut microbiome and immune system. So it's a very well established thing that even it's written in our Vedas and everywhere that gut microbiome, what you eat is you are, right? So gut microbiome, and we are working on humans. So we take fecal samples, we isolate LPS, we isolate first the gut microbiome from fecal samples of human, and then we isolate LPS, then we quantify LPS, and then we check that okay, what's the total LPS on immune system, on leaky gut, on cancerous cells. So we take blood from patients, which is very difficult to draw it from in Germany. So it's like one-time shot for all experiments. So you do it, if you waste the blood, then the patient might say, okay, I'm not giving blood again. A lot of ethical issues in Germany.
India में तो ऐसे भी
India में like you draw my blood, okay, take 5 ml more. Nurse will say, like, oh, okay, you can take 5 ml. Germans are really interested. Like, why you want this 5 ml blood? What will you do with it? Will you give this, that, everything. I mean, all the ethical clearance. So I'm working on that. This is my main project. Then the second project is SARS-CoV-2 and beta test receptors. So our lab has identified few beta test receptors which are present on our epithelial cells. But our lab found it out that it is even present on T cells.
So they are trying to find out if during COVID the
Yes.
test goes away, no?
Yeah, no,
It's
it's,
written
yeah,
there.
it's not on that. So it's on that you have beta test receptors. So we have classified the people in 3 different groups. One are the super testers, which can taste bitter a lot. We do it with RT-PCR and gene sequencing and what is the amount of receptor
Then you have
present.
done this together, no?
Yes. Yes. So then we have seen that this beta test receptor present on T cell, it even works as co-stimulatory molecule. I don't know how much of you have studied immunology, but there is one signal and there is a co-stimulatory signal. So it even works as co-stimulatory signal, which is really important to activate T cells. And we have seen that the beta test receptor which are present more on the T cells can actually inhibit SARS-CoV-2 virus. And then now we are trying to find out that in general, in all different viruses, what is the downstream process, what the cytokines going on, right? So then we are interested in innate immune response. Okay, because like adaptive is done, it's by co-stimulation. And then we are trying to find out much more. So I'm just giving a short length. And then developing, yeah, so this is also one of the lab's interest. We are working on phytochemicals. So whatever we research over here, then we apply it to developing a drug against it with phytochemicals. So we have different phytochemicals and we try to see that what is the effect. Like consider we have an tulsi, basil, and then we have its extract. What concentration extract does it help?
Basically Ayurveda.
Yes, basically Ayurveda, exactly. So we try to take some phytomedical compounds and then try it on immune system and how can you restore gut microbiome through it? How can you do it with beta test receptor? So it's like first doing research on basic science and then also going on developing the drug.
So all these projects from here you will be choosing one or?
No, I already chose one. This is mine, but I would even work on this and this.
Okay.
So you are working on inflammatory bowel diseases?
Yes, correct. So I'm working on IBD, but at the same time we are also looking on general inflammation studies. So we even have cell lines, and I'm working on COPA2 and ST29. So those are COPA2 is an epithelial cell line, gut epithelial, and ST29 is mucus secreting. So up till now, all the people were researching on only COPA2. Okay, which is an epithelial cell line. But we try to develop a protocol where we even included ST29, which is a mucus producing cells. And then we wanted to see that what amount of mucus that we take 10% of ST29, we take 20% of ST29, which mimics your gut, leaky gut especially, right? So that's how we are trying on cell lines as well as on the humans directly also. So these are two, and because I don't know mice handling to be honest, and I really want to learn it, so I chose any mice project. So okay, this goes for my introduction. So okay, so before jumping on types of PhD in Germany, I'll tell you a few things like how to write an SOP. So to be honest, I get motivation from writing the SOP from my sir. He was the only person because I was getting many rejections, and then I told sir that sir, it's going on like this, and he was like okay. He took my 3 minutes. He explained me in 3 minutes, and I tried to develop that SOP in 3 months. So I tried to ask him. He gave me 3 minutes. He explained me in 3 minutes. You have to write like this. He's like, okay. And then it took me 3 months to develop that SOP. 3 months in the sense that I worked upon it a lot so that my SOP is strong enough that the person easily catches it. Second most important thing, before applying to PhD to Germany especially, you should have a research experience on the exactly same thing that you're working on. My lab is working on THP1, Alumni's lab was also working on THP1. That was the first good catch for me. Second, I was doing suspension, cell culture, and even Ethernet. They were also working on it. PHP1, Kappa to HT29. Third thing, I had a chance to work on a paper which was related to facts. I did some analysis. I even tried to do something on facts as well. They are working on facts. Same. Okay, so it was very. Then I had in gene cloning and fluorescent microscopy. They are also doing fluorescent microscopy, IHC, and other imaging techniques, which I know. I was trying to standardize cheap assays in advanced lab. It was not done, but we tried. They are also working on cheap assay. So whatever you are doing right now, that should be done in that lab. Exactly, not exactly same thing, but at least 60 to 70%. And the chances of getting is more. Because there are thousands of applications. How will the process screen? Okay, I work on this, I work on this cell and this cell and this cell, and I work on this, I work on facts. They'll just read your SOP, they'll see your CV, okay, PHP1, take, facts, take, this, take, okay, most of the techniques he knows. And that's how they call you for interview. So then how you do it in interview. And so in the interview, so see, you should be very much honest in the interview. The thing that you know, you should tell that I know this. The thing that you don't know, you should clearly say don't know, but in a diplomatic way. Not in a way that, okay, I don't know. No. You should try. You should try telling something that, okay, this is a very novel technique. I don't know because I didn't get a chance to work with that, but I really want to work on it. That's how you should tell. And then she asked me that what is the most important thing for you in the lab? And I said friendship. I mean, like what? Your mentor, your lab mate should be your friends. That's the most important thing in the life. Like she was telling me, what are you looking for? Like, how do you feel? So I said, friendship is the most important thing for me before joining a PhD. And she was very happy with that answer. So, like, what people will say that why you want to join my and stuff like that, and you will say this, that, this, that. Just one word answer is enough. But please don't replicate this answer. I mean, it was just sharing. So that was my last answer, and then she was very happy with me. So now moving over with types of PhD in Germany. So I already said that experience is the most important thing. To clear your self-doubts, you should first clear any national exam that you can. Okay, any national exam, it doesn't matter. But to clear your self-doubt, that okay, it gives you a different level of confidence for yourself, right? Because it gave me. So most of the people will get it. Also, I didn't get my IELTS. So I just added this GATE certificate for the visa process and to my professor that okay, I have an proficiency exam which I cleared with blah 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 air rank, and then so they agreed, no need of IELTS as well, right?
So what is the percentile cutoff for going to Germany in NEET?
Percentile
Cutoff, minimum percentile.
You should have at least 7 CGPA.
No, in GATE score.
In GATE score, there is no cutoff. It's just a proficiency exam.
Okay.
Then you need to give IELTS, right? So I didn't give IELTS. So instead I gave a GATE. That okay, because GATE is in English, it even has mental ability test and everything. So I just okay, this GATE exam and it's valid. I mean,
It's not like that you have to minimum maintain the
No.
95 percentile or
no. But somehow my rank was fine enough. but still, rank doesn't matter much. I mean, should have an exam tag of okay, clear to clear even your self doubt. So, and I even got a letter from my professor itself that he is very much fluent in English and all. So she even gave me. So it was not a problem for me, right? So that's how you maintain your relations with your guide always. That whatever you ask for, she is ready. She should have trust in you. So types of PhD. So structured PhD program and individual supervisor. So I am in the individual supervisor. Okay. So structured PhD programs. You might have heard about IMPRS, Max Planck Institute, Max Planck Schools of Sciences has it. So there are many. Then you might have heard about Leibniz, Helmholtz, right? MBC Berlin is also in Helmholtz, right? Hanover. Okay. So there are like 4 great structured PhD programs, and then individual university also has it. My University of Freiburg, it also has it. Okay. So it's structured PhD program. It's very much well defined. You have to work on this project only. You have to work on this only, this only. Okay, it's very much structured in a way that it says name itself that it's a structured PhD program. That means that your 3 years or 3.5 years are structured in a way that you'll complete your PhD in 3.5 years on the project that you're working on, and you need to rush. In structured PhD program, you have very minimal coursework. That is, you have to complete 200 hours in 2 years. 200 hours, and you go to conference, you go to seminars, you give your presentations here or there, all are included in your hours. It's very easy to complete your 200 hours, but at the same time, in USA, it's very difficult to complete because you have to do like 6 months of some coursework, and as well you have to do lab rotation, and then you choose a lab. But in Germany, it's not like that. So in structured PhD program, you have to rotate, of course, but not very much. Like in 3 months, you can choose a lab. It's fine. So 3 months lab rotation, 1, and then you get to choose your lab. 3 to 6 months again depends upon your pace. So maybe 6 months, first you rotate, and then you decide in that 6 months you have to start with your coursework. There is 200 hours, you have to complete them. And yes, so that's how they structure your PhD. So for structured PhD, there are application portals. You can easily go through them, like my IMPRS. So you can apply. They ask you for many things. Like you even have to record your video and send them, saying that okay, I applied to one of them to Max Planck, and they were asking for a video saying that you should describe in 5 minutes video saying which Nobel discovery is your favorite and why. So I did something for physics and not for biology. I was like, okay, थोड़ा हाथ के करते हैं. मैं वो मुझे हटा दिया. So it's very difficult, you know. So, but these structured PhD programs, they are really good. And individual supervisor, where I applied. So there are, of course, again, there are PhD openings, and there only you can apply, which are individual supervisor. In Germany, you should not keep on shooting an email to professor saying blah, 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 blah. It's not much advisable. So they have an opening in their lab. They will show it up into different website. I will show you which are the websites. You can see them. And then there are few openings you can apply. So it would be written, it's an individual supervisor, right? It's a structure. So if it's a structured PhD program, you might have so many application things to do. But in individual supervisor, they might not ask you too much to do it. Okay, it's the SOP, CV, cover letter, and your few references, and yeah, one or two things, whatever depends upon the supervisor who wants it, right? Recommendation letter if needed, then. Okay, so in structured PhD program, mostly it's like that. You professor have to submit their recommendation on their portal. But Max Planck has a very good technique. They first select the candidate and then ask for reference. Like if you are selected for first round of interview, then they ask for reference. I mean, not before that, so that your reference is not wasted, you know. So because references are very important. Professor says, okay, I'll only give you 3 references. This professor will give you only 1 reference. So you need to wait for that reference when you want. Right. So these were the 2. So individual supervisor also it's difficult because in individual supervisor, what is a good thing is that on what you are working, you can easily apply to that lab on the exact same things that you are working on, and then you get chances of getting selected more. Whereas in structured PhD, that's not just in the case. But again, there are pros of structured PhD program also that you will complete in 3.5 years. Plus, you get to rotate your lab. You need to choose your guide, whatever you want. Okay, so that all depends on structured PhD. Plus, you get 100 euros more in structured PhD. Just 100 euros, I mean. So, not much difference in both. Okay, so these are the things. And funding opportunities in Germany. So, first is state funding, where your state provides you funding. So, consider a guy says that, okay, I don't have funding, but I'm ready to take you. So you can apply to state funding. Like my Freiburg state has a Freiburg Start funding. So they fund PhD students for 3.5 years, and you can get the specific state funding. Like I'm in my Baden-Württemberg state, so I can either apply to Freiburg or Baden-Württemberg state funding as well. Then there is university funding, on which I am. I mean, university funding is like I'm in university hospital. So university hospital pays me the funding, right? Which is like the university hospital. They also pay you for 3 or 3.5 years with extension. And then once the 3.5 years are done, then you need to shift on the state funding to apply your application. Then the state will provide you funding for 1 more year. So that's how you can complete your PhD with individual supervisor in maximum 4.5 years. Because in Germany, they maximum take 3 PhD students for a guy. I mean, if it's a group leader, then 2, and if it's professor, then 3. So mine is a professor, so she can take 3 PhD students. That's in university hospital, but in university they can take 4. I mean, biology, Institute of Biology, or it's something like Institute of Cancer Research, and they can take 4. But medical hospital, 3. And yeah, so university funding, and then you can even opt for scholarship and fellowship, which I'll be talking in the next slide. You can take a picture of that easily. I have listed few scholarships and fellowships where you can apply. First, you need to have a guide, and then you need to apply on those. Depending upon guide, if your guide says that okay, apply for scholarships or fellowships, which are international for international students, then you need to apply, and professor will help for that. So these are few fellowships and scholarship for PhD in Germany. There are different kinds of fellowships. Okay, scholarship that depends. You can even first. There are few fellowships where you can apply first, tentatively saying that I am interested in this field. They will give you scholarship, and then you apply to a professor saying that I already have this scholarship. Can I join you? And professor would be very happy to take you at that point because you already have your funding, right? So these are few scholarships and PhD for PhD in Germany. So you can take the best one is DAR. I mean not best one, but they provide to few more people. Then the best one is Marie Curie. Have I written that? Oh, maybe I forgot that. Marie Curie is one of the best research grant for Europe, entire Europe. It pays you around 2,500 euros.
It's very competitive, right?
Yes, but it's very competitive. Very competitive. So Marie Curie, I will tell there are 2 types. First is colloquium or something like I don't remember what's that name, but there are 2 types. First is that your lab is funded with Marie Curie fellowship. That your lab has a project where they have applied with Marie Curie NGO, and then they get fund and they have funding of 1% where they can apply. And second type is where you and your guide decide that okay, for consider I am a candidate, so I will apply to make it. But it's very competitive because it's for entire Europe. So maybe that's why I forgot it. But Marie Curie is one of the most prestigious fellowship for Europe, especially. So DAR you can apply, and then there are many. Okay, so your access is also a good one. So these are for them. So these are few world rankings that you can see. I have added my university is on 10th in Germany and 113th on. So now maybe for my postdoc I'll apply to this. Right? So it's like going step by step up. Or maybe I
You
can
plan to stay after your PhD in Germany?
maybe I'm not even sure for my postdoc, but if I do a postdoc then maybe I'll do it from Germany. That depends. Like I have a dream to go to Princeton. I don't know
You
why.
just mentioned that's why.
Yes. So maybe I can. So like it's a hierarchy. So you can not directly like you can of course. So we have many alumni of MSU biochemistry department at Freiburg as well, in Heidelberg as well. Like almost every university has our alumni, and some of them are doing PhD over there, right? So of course, like you can contact them as well. But when you are very much sure you want to do a PhD and you are almost very much new to the application process, and then you can contact them. So yeah, so these are few universities that you can apply. And where to find PhD opening database? Most important question. Like where will you find database? I mean, I want to apply to PhD, but is it really authentic? Is it really filled up? Application might be filled up and still it's showing on the date. But when you apply and they say that okay, the application is already gone. It's also many cases. So you need to keep track. So maybe I'll use the laptop. For that, I will show you very quickly. So Mila, can you please help?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you'll start screen sharing. Huh?
It's already.
Okay. Okay. So now, so you just type Dart. You can just go to this website Dart. Just surf around for PhD applications. Okay. There will be hundreds of PhD applications over there. I don't know what to do with this. Okay, accept all cookies. And then study and research in Germany. You see over here, you can see there's a find a scholarship. So you can apply to that fellowship as well. One of the colleague in my lab is a DAD fellow, right? When you're married and you're going for PhD there, that is a very good fellowship because like it provides your wife with 650 euros and your kids as well with like 200 euros per kid. So and of course 2/3 rent of your house as well when you are married. They provide and 1300 euros for yourself. So it's easily done in that.
But don't just get married only for
Yeah. So
Before PhD, it's not advanced.
before PhD, it's really not advisable to get married, but it also depends upon your choice and conditions. I mean, like there are many people who start their PhD at the age of 30. So they are already married, and then what? You can do that. You can take this art fellowship. Don't know where it is now. So on their website, it's written everything, right? It's here. It's all database. See, they have all the database over here, right? Then you can find it. So there is one application called Dart. You can go there, right? And then find all the, and then in the drop box you can select whatever field you want.
Can you type another option with you?
Your access?
No.
Yes.
Another option of the searching.
Yeah.
Very easy.
Yes.
TAIR.
Yes.
If you type on the there is one application is open for the Germany PhD. TAIR postdoc. Just type postdoc. Yes.
Yeah.
This page. First page. News job. Yes.
Yeah. So like you can go with this,
This
you
is
know.
an easy platform to find out the opportunities.
Yes. Yes. So there are like many openings, but that is like there everything you can find. Postdoc, research assistant, PhD, everything. Anything is on Germany, it will be like choose any platform. If they have advertised it on Nature Careers. Okay. There's another thing, Nature Careers, which my friend told. She's already here. So she told me about Nature Career. So Nature Careers also, then there is Uraccess. Uraccess is also a website where you can find. Okay, so these are the three main platforms to find your PhD openings on in Germany. So and also there are different pages here and there, right, where you can search on, of course. But that is like it will have all the database, postdoc, PhD. Good part about that is like once the application deadline is done, that advertise will go. But on the many portals, it's still like if the application is still deadline is already gone, but still it's there on many websites. And I was into those traps. Like the deadline is already passed, and still I'm applying to those places. I was not knowing about many things. So then I tried to look upon that and things. Then I came to know that on that it's very and it's very transparent on that. Everything is written on that. Like whatever is the job description is written, everything, whatever you need, because it's a government portal for Germany, right? So government gives everything. Okay, so yeah, so okay, few of are more interested in this, right? Masters in Germany. How many? Okay, masters in Germany. See, one thing I will tell you, in Germany you will get very lazy to complete your masters. Ideal masters of 2 years. You will complete it in 3.5 or 4 years. Let me tell you frankly, because you have like there is a block account for going to any country, right? There will be block account for first year. What in the next year? So you have to earn with your studies as well. Then in German mentality is like take it slowly. It's fine. I mean, I don't say anything on that. But how much slowly? I mean, completing 2 years masters in 4 years, earning everything, and that's very much important. You need to earn over there. Because I'm getting my fellowship, it's fine for me. But for masters, I will really say that you can complete your masters here, go abroad for a dissertation, or go to very good institutes in India. India is so many good institutes, you can apply. Like it's like the Ghar Ki Murgi Dal Barabar. You are thinking that IISc and US are not good institutes, you are thinking MSU is not a good institute, and then you are applying everywhere. No, I'm telling you, the same cell line that I was working in RBM, they are working on same cell line. Even in Germany. Everything remains the same. The fax machine that are here are also working over there. So it's just that I'm not telling. Of course, technology is really good. The amount of things that are money is also good. But I'm not saying that you should just go over there for master. Masters over here is really good because you get to learn many things. You know, different things, different like physics, chemistry, so many subjects, statistics as well, and things like this where these people they don't study. Right? If you are studying biology, you will study only specific things of biology, not physics, chemistry in your bachelor's or master's. But our course is integrated, so like it again depends upon person to person. But if you want to do masters in Germany, then maybe you can opt for. But I would say it's not a good advice to do your masters from Germany. I would say like it depends upon person to person. You being in Germany for a master's, you cannot guarantee that you will get a PhD. Okay, it's not that you do your master's over there and then you can directly get PhD over there. Application portal still remains the same, still the same. Like you also have to apply, go through the application procedures and everything, right? So I have few of my friends who completed their master's but didn't get their PhD. Now they are working as an intern in another lab. There. And then they'll apply for PhD again. So the case is same for everyone, right? It's not that okay, you have studied your masters in Germany, then you catch you. No, not like that always. So you can also opt for, but I would say that first you go and check out your institutes in your India, what research goes on. You should know what are the things going on around you. And then when you're experienced enough, then you can, of course, apply to masters. For PhD in Germany. The option is always open. Okay. So if I don't want to do a PhD, what? Like there are few people who don't want to do a PhD, and definitely fine. You can do a second master's in Germany. You have already done your one master's. You go for second master's in Germany because see if you do, and then the good part is that you can complete your courses very quickly because you have already studied them in India. You can complete it so quickly over there. You can be done earning in 2 years if you do a second master's, and you will get paid like very well in industry over there. Like I think starting salary for doing an industry in probation period, 6 months you have to do probation in any industry. They give you around 2,400 euros, 2,400 euros, which is even less than my stipend. I mean, right? PhD students get fellowship, whatever I am getting my salary, which is less than the master student joining in industry over there. Not encouraging not to do a PhD, but the people who are money oriented or the people who don't want to do a PhD. Anything can be things. Okay. Then, or you want to start startup or something like that, and you want to see that of course, Germany is very much ahead in life science and this biotech companies and pharma companies. You want to go and see what goes on there. Start your own startup over here to get some experience. You can of course join their industry. Okay, but it's very vague to have 10 years experience over here and then go for Germany industry because it's bit not possible. I mean, because they usually take industry people which are trained by them. Okay, so in my industry, if I'm working in Germany in industry, then chances of getting recruited is more. That's not the case in engineering because engineers, of course, they go after 10 years as well to Germany to IT, automobile or anything, right? Not the case with us, not life science people, because their technology is bit different than us. So their things are very different. Their basic things like discarding garbage is also different. If you're working in hood, there are 4 different types of garbages around you in the hood itself, and you have to discard your pipette tips and something else, your glass tips and something else, your this thing and something else. If you are touching phenyl, then it should be going different bins, right? So So after working 10 years over here, then if you are thinking that I'll go to Germany, then it's a bit impractical. So you can go for second masters, or you can go easily for your masters for like if you're financially stable in your home. Even I was stable, but I was in a mood that okay, I want to see what institutes are there in India. I will complete that first, and I'll complete my masters in 2 years over here. Where will I waste my 3 years over there? Because I had my few seniors where like, and still I have my classmates as well who are there. They have not. It's already 2 years for them, and they have not completed their masters. I have people who have done 3 years of masters, still not completed their masters. It's like my thesis is left. And over there, it's not like that your guide will easily let you go. Like if 6 months are done and you say my course is ending, I need to go, they will not, okay, but your experiments are left, let's extend more one semester. It's very easy to extend semester over there. So they'll do it like, okay, 1 year then. Then you are again trapped in a trap. But if you are already experienced here, you have already done dissertation here, then you are very much experienced over there. Okay, so you can also do your job, complete a master's, even complete a dissertation sometimes. It might take 2.5 years and you will be done. Join industry, you will be having more experience. And second thing is that, of course, you have double masters, then you will get paid a bit more. So yeah, that is also a case because they really like Indian minds. And yeah, so we are taking lots of pressure. We have so many courses to study. At the end of the day, when you go abroad and you will think, okay, I was really good. And I did these things. Because I have my master students in my lab. My student doesn't even know how to do cell culture. He's in his masters, and his age is like 27. He doesn't know how to do cell culture. He's in masters, but master student in India, if you try to give some experiment, then he or she can do it, right? So there is a difference. So over there, you have to teach everything like a kid to them, right? But of course, they even learn quickly. But yeah, having an experience of your studies, because going directly from here, from bachelor's to master's, having no experience in anything, then it would be a bit difficult, and you might take 3 to 4 years to complete your master's over there. To be honest, okay? Because many people would say that okay 2 years में मास्टर्स हो जाता है नहीं होता है वहाँ 2 साल में मास्टर्स नहीं होगा कभी भी नहीं होगा इंडिया छोड़ के जाओ कहीं पे भी नहीं होगा उनको गाइड ही नहीं जाने देगा 6 साल डेजर्टेशन 6 महीना डेजर्टेशन 6 महीने और लंबा वही एक्सटेंशन मिलना बहुत इजी है जर्मन यूनिवर्सिटीज में और तुम्हारा सेमेस्टर कोई लोग मैंने देखे हैं जो 8 सेमेस्टर से मास्टर्स में ही है 8 सेमेस्टर हो गए उनको मास्टर्स में कोर्स लिया ड्रॉप कर दिया क्यों क्योंकि आई एम नॉट वेल प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर द एग्जाम 1 day 2 day before I'm dropping the course. I have my friends like that. They will have semester exam and he's like हाँ अगर course complete हुआ तो exam दूंगा नहीं हुआ तो 3 दिन पहले वो subject को deselect करके drop कर दूंगा अभी वो subject तुमको वापस से next semester में पढ़ने का और तुमको compulsory subjects लेने हो तो लेने फिर वो रह गए उसमें से कोई रह गया वापस से next semester.
How about admission fees?
Okay, so
Such a case.
okay, so in masters your admission fees in Germany is like it's free education country. So in public universities and almost in Germany, they're all the public universities. So fees is just around 1,500 euros. Okay, 1,500 like 1,500 euros, which is equal to around 1,20,000 for a year. It's almost like if you're going in abroad, then it's very cheap, you know. So and that you can easily take out from your blog account and so education is cheap, but 11 lakh current 11 lakh 50,000 rupees in your block account for 1 year. With that, you have to save like 50%. I'm talking very much practical, okay, here. So you need to work with your studies, save 50% from a block account, on 50%, like you earn around 450 or 650 euros over there doing a mini job, 4 days an hour or something like, or you can do like 2 days hour is like mini job. You have to do Monday to Friday. Or you can do like 4 hours, which is where you will get 950 euros. So your block account is saved. So you have to again extend that block account for your next year. So you have to show the money. Okay, I have this much money in my account where I can continue my studies. That is the reason people keep on studying for 4 years. Because of course your parents will give you 11 lakh rupees for first year, but what then in the next year? You have to save some money from that, and it's practically not possible to just staying 950 euros earning nothing over there. You need to save 50% on 50%. You save 50% and show that okay, I already have this job in my hand which gives me around 450 euros per month, and I already have this much amount in my bank account which is equal to total of living expense of 12 months. So to show all this over there. So yes, but Germany is quite cheap country as compared to US and Canada, and salary scale is also much good. I mean, fine. But in the case in US or Canada, admission fees are like 25 lakhs, 30 lakhs. You need to even clear those loans and all, right? So it's very hectic. Whereas in Germany, it's not the case. So pros and cons again. So yeah. So okay. So now question and answers. Whatever is, and yeah, German companies are also there in India as well, but you'll get paid according to Indian salary. So yes, and now I am open for Q&A. Any question that you have, like how can I do this? How can I
What
do?
about the food? You cook or you take from outside?
I cook it every day. PhD life is
That's a
very
major
hectic.
problem now.
So yeah, for doing masters, it's also difficult, but doing a PhD it's a must because like you work from morning 12 hours of course, and then at the 9 o'clock you're like okay tired, what should I? But you should have that motivation. You have to cook anyways. You should have your dinner. So then I cook at 9 o'clock. I eat at 10 o'clock. Sleep at 11 o'clock. Get up again.
And you're vegetarian?
Yes.
That's very difficult.
Yes. So I cook veg at my place. So to cook veg, it at least take 1 hour to cook everything.
You can cook for the whole week and then.
No, no. I cook for maximum 2 days, not more.
Yeah, people
1 or
do
2
that.
days.
Europeans and Indian Israelis
So
people
different, you
used
can
to
cook
cook
at that.
one time
One time we'll cook.
and they freeze it for a
Yeah.
1 week and they use
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
we can cook, you cook it, and then for the
Rest of the
5
week it's
days,
done.
5
But
days.
I don't like it
That's
like
nice.
that.
No, if you can, it's very good.
Huh?
If you can, it's very good.
Yeah. But it's like I cook every day. You should have that. See, it starts with a breakfast in the morning. I cook my breakfast. I even cook my lunch. Take it in the tiffin. Eat quickly. Go to the lab, and then in lab I do my lunch. Come back at around 9. Tired. Again cook. Or if I cook like today, last night I have cooked already. Okay. So for the people who are going soon or will go, so they can do this. Like I cook in the afternoon, like around 9 or 10, and then I cook it for next 3 meals. In the morning for lunch, for the dinner, and next day morning, and then in the evening again I'll cook. So yes, so that is the life over there. You need to manage everything. That's work. Then it's like always doing PhD. Just thinking about that also kills your brain. Experiment is not working. You need to even go outside and have chills. Yes, Shruti.
Can you mention something about the cultural differences that you face over there?
So German culture is very frank, very much on time. So today also I was here 4 minutes early, but in the lecture I was always late. Always late. Most of the time I was late. But if you're given an appointment of 9, you need to be here at 9, 2 minutes early. And if you are late, your appointment will be cancelled. I mean, cancel now. And getting an appointment is really difficult over there. Like people have work-life balance. Doctor will say, I only work 3 hours a day. That's it. You will get appointment like whenever you want. They are not interested. And जब तक इंसान मर नहीं रहा है तब तक डॉक्टर अपॉइंटमेंट नहीं देगा. I had a pain in my knee. Like okay, like I had some scratch here. You easily go to nursing store, nursing hospital or anything. They'll quickly be done. Over there, you have to take the appointment. They will give or not, and then if you go without appointment, you have to wait for 2 hours or 3 hours. When he gets free, then you get inside, and then doctor will say, "Oh, this much. Okay, take Brufen. It will be done." Like at least do something. At least do something. I'm like, no, you are not dying, right?
You have a medical insurance?
Sorry?
Medical insurance you have there?
Yeah, it's compulsory. So medical insurance is compulsory. So for students,
Even then you didn't get that.
no, that is the main
That's
problem.
right.
Yeah, everyone compulsory has a medical insurance over there. So it's like, and for students you have to pay, but for us it's get deducted from the salary. So it's like For us, it's like 200 euros. So 100 euros I get it deducted from my salary. 100 euros is paid by university.
Per month.
Yes, per month. And for students, it's like 100 euros. So you have to pay from your salary, from your account. Yes.
Are all your expenses covered with the stipend or?
Yes, everything is covered. In Germany, yes. And I even saved few money. And I got gifts also for my family. I took my flight ticket as well in 6 months itself. So in Germany it's possible, but whereas in US, Canada, it's very difficult. And not even Germany, even if you are in France, it's a bit difficult. Even in France, you cross the border and you go Switzerland also, it's a bit difficult.
And how many English-speaking people are there in Germany?
So, if you talk about English-speaking people, then Freiburg, telling about my city, it's an international city. So it is a student-friendly city. So there are many people who can speak English, but the people who are native German, like the people working in HR, they don't know German, they don't know English. I had to sign my contract looking blindly, okay, what is written, what is she saying? She's like, okay, I have just 10 minutes, I have your appointment for 10 minutes, you have to sign this contract and go, you can keep on translating afterwards. So I was like, okay, and she couldn't understand English, I couldn't understand German. I have zero proficiency in German. Still, I didn't learn anything. Maybe I will learn later.
I think except UK, no any country of the Europe adopt English as a native
No,
language.
no.
Except UK.
Except UK is not anymore a European country.
So
It's an English country from start. So UK is also not very good destination for PhD. I will tell why. Because most of the PhDs are not funded for international people, and the funding that they give is not good enough that you can hold on many expenses. But in Germany, stipend is good enough that you can have a very good and lavish life. Yes, Samir.
Okay, so you might have come across some bachelor or master's students.
Yes, I have 2 students right now.
So what is the attitude of between Indian students and what is the difference between attitude of Indian students and German students?
Attitude difference. I have never guided any students in India, so I don't know. But I will tell me being a student, and now they being a student.
You interact.
Yes, sure.
You can ask any questions.
And I have one question.
Yes, I
About
know.
the what entity
Okay, yes. Maybe we can talk about this later. If you are
फैन चालू कर दे गर्मी बहुत ज्यादा होगा
Yes. We can meet downstairs in office. Out there. Please maintain silence.